Dear listeners, get ready for a heart-pounding tale that unfolded on a moonlit Halloween night. But this is no ordinary story. This time, it's Emily, Jake, and me, brought together by our insatiable thirst for adventure and a fascination with the unexplained. Our destination? Moonlit Manor, a dilapidated mansion rumored to be cursed by a vengeful spirit. The moon hung low in the night sky, casting an eerie glow over the surrounding trees. These woods seemed like something out of a horror movie, with leaves rustling ominously and a sense of unease hanging in the air. We trekked deeper into the woods, relying on the beams of our flashlights to guide us through the dark. The stories we'd heard about Moonlit Manor played like a playlist of haunted tales in our minds, stories of a tormented soul that was said to inhabit the place. And then, as if under a spell, we stumbled upon it. The looming Moonlit Manor, an old mansion overrun with ivy and windows that stared out like empty eye sockets, reflecting the pale moonlight. Without hesitation, we made the fateful decision to enter the decaying mansion, lured by the mysterious aura surrounding it. Stepping inside, the atmosphere was heavy with an unsettling silence. Our flashlights revealed rooms filled with the remnants of a bygone era. Every creak of the floorboards reverberated like a bass drop in a sinister melody, serving as a reminder that we were not alone. Hidden beneath a dusty floorboard, we unearthed a diary, its pages yellowed with age. The diary unfolded the harrowing story of the mansion's former inhabitant, a soul in turmoil who had experimented with dark rituals aiming to make contact with the spirit realm. The entries grew progressively unhinged, hinting at a malevolent force that had taken hold of the manor. As the night deepened, the very walls of Moonlit Manor seemed to awaken. We heard eerie whispers, and an inexplicable presence seemed to loom in the shadows. The diary hinted at a forbidden ritual, one that could release the tormented spirit from the clutches of the mansion. With trembling hands, we made the audacious choice to perform the ritual, driven by the desire to free the tormented soul. The room was soon electrified with an eerie presence as we recited incantations, summoning otherworldly forces. Suddenly, the mansion quaked with an unearthly rage. Panic. We bolted from the manor, leaving the diary behind. Our footsteps echoed through the haunted forest as we sprinted for our lives, and it was as if our heartbeats synchronized with the mournful cries of the spirit we had unintentionally unleashed. To this day, the memory of that fateful Halloween night continues to haunt us. Moonlit Manor remains a place of dread, and we can't help but wonder if the tormented spirit still roams the darkened halls, seeking retribution against those who dare to enter. It was a Halloween night etched in our modern memories, a night when we dared to challenge the unknown, only to be forever tethered to the horrors of Moonlit Manor. It was just me, a fervent seeker of the extraordinary, who set out to explore the chilling mysteries of Moonlit Manor. The moon hung low in the inky sky, casting an ethereal glow over the surrounding trees. As I ventured deeper into the woods, the rustling leaves and eerie silence were my only companions. The air was charged with a haunting energy, like the prologue of a sinister novel. Deeper I went into the woods, my flashlight a solitary beacon in the darkness. The stories I'd heard about Moonlit Manor played out in my mind like a suspenseful movie, tales of a tormented spirit said to haunt the decaying mansion. And then, as if guided by an invisible hand, I stumbled upon my destination, the looming Moonlit Manor. Overrun by ivy, its windows stared out like vacant eyes, reflecting the pale moonlight. Without hesitation, I made the fateful decision to enter the forsaken mansion, drawn by the enigma that surrounded it. Stepping inside, the silence was heavy and oppressive. My flashlight revealed rooms frozen in time, and each creak of the floorboards echoed like an eerie drumbeat, reminding me that I was utterly alone. Hidden beneath a loose floorboard, I discovered a diary, its pages brittle with age. The diary unveiled the haunting history of the mansion's previous inhabitant, a soul consumed by dark experiments and attempts to bridge the gap between the living and the dead. The entries grew increasingly unhinged, hinting at a malevolent presence that had taken root within the manor. As the night deepened, the very walls of Moonlit Manor seemed to awaken, as if they bore witness to the horrors of the past. Eerie whispers filled the air, and an unexplained presence loomed in the shadows. The diary hinted at a forbidden ritual, one that could release the tormented spirit from the clutches of the mansion. With trembling hands, I embarked on the audacious journey to perform the ritual, driven by my insatiable curiosity and the hope of liberating the tortured soul. The room became charged with an eerie presence as I recited incantations, beckoning otherworldly forces. Suddenly, the very house trembled as if engaged in a dance with the supernatural. In sheer panic, I fled the manor, leaving the diary behind. My footsteps reverberated through the haunted forest as I sprinted for my life, my heartbeat in sync with the mournful cries of the spirit I had unwittingly set free. To this day, the memory of that fateful Halloween night haunts me. Moonlit Manor remains an accursed place, and I can't help but wonder if the tormented spirit still roams the darkened halls, seeking retribution on anyone who dares to cross its path. It was a Halloween night etched into my memory, a night when I dared to confront the unknown, forever marked by the enigma of Moonlit Manor. Gather round, my friends, and brace yourselves for a tale of chilling horror that unfolded on a Halloween night that would haunt our dreams for years to come. It was Sarah, Alex, and I, united by our insatiable curiosity and an insatiable thirst for adventure. Together, we embarked on a journey into the heart of the ominous Hollow Woods. The moon, like a cold, distant eye in the inky night sky, cast its pale light upon the twisted trees. It was a spectral guide, beckoning us further into the heart of the woods. Leaves rustled, their whispers ominous, and the very air was charged with an energy that seemed not quite of this world. Our steps echoed through the dense underbrush as we journeyed deeper into the forest, each footfall a reminder of the eerie legends that had drawn us here. And then, as if guided by an unseen hand, we stumbled upon it, an ancient, dilapidated cabin, forgotten and forsaken, entwined in the grip of creeping vines, its windows shattered like vacant eyes. As the wind whispered secrets to the trees, we made a decision that would forever change our lives. We would enter the cabin and explore its shadowy interior, fueled by equal parts fascination and recklessness. The moment we crossed the threshold, a heavy, oppressive silence settled upon us. The room was bathed in an eerie, ghostly light, with the moon's pale glow the only source of illumination. Every creak of the floorboards beneath our feet sent shivers down our spines as we ventured further into the gloom. Then came the moment that none of us would ever forget, the moment that marked the beginning of our descent into terror. It was Sarah, her scream piercing the silence as she uncovered an old, dusty journal. Its pages held the secrets of a hermit who had once inhabited this forsaken cabin, a hermit who had engaged in dark rituals and communicated with the spirit world. The journal's entries grew increasingly unhinged and ominous as we read on. As the night wore on, the cabin itself seemed to awaken, as if it had absorbed the malevolent history that clung to it. We heard ghostly whispers, felt a presence lurking in the shadows, and realized that we were no longer alone. The journal hinted at a forbidden ritual that could release the spirits trapped within the forest, but it also foretold dire consequences. Our trembling hands reached for candles, and we began to chant incantations. The very air seemed to hum with the weight of the otherworldly forces we invoked. Suddenly, the room was engulfed in an eerie presence, and the cabin quivered with the wrath of spirits long entangled with the living. In a frenzied panic, we fled from the cabin, leaving the cursed journal behind. Our footsteps echoed through the haunted forest as we ran, but they were accompanied by the anguished cries of the spirits we had unwittingly awakened. To this day, the memory of that fateful Halloween night still sends shivers down our spines. Hollow Woods remains a place of eternal dread, and we can't help but wonder if the spirits we encountered that night still wander those darkened woods, seeking vengeance on those who dare to enter. It was a Halloween night etched into our memories, a night when we peered into the abyss of hollow woods and lived to tell the tale. But the horrors we witnessed would never truly leave us, and our shared experience forever bound us as survivors of that bone-chilling night.